So we'll get the smallest stable out of the way right now. Jared Bothwell stable. Jared's growing a little bit, has 2 horses for us now. Sally DeVee finished 5th the other night, just got beat by Book the Bet at the wire, 4th. Somebody said, hey, how'd Book the Bet race? She raced good. I mean, it was her first start off the shelf. I was a little hard on her, but she's not the type of horse you can just nurse around, right? I sit in the 2-hole. I think I'm 4th anyway, maybe 5th. You know, and I think she was considerably tight. I think that was a decent mile for Book the Bet. But that's racing. What are you going to do? So Sally DeVee's with Jared. She raced well her first 2 starts, then okay last week. She'll be back in to go next week. And Jared now has Lima's Son also. Lima's Son, the vet looked at him, said, as I suspected, no serious problems with his leg other than the massive injury he had last year. No new problems with his leg. The problem is that when that ligament heals, it heals with scar tissue. And it sits in that ligament, that suspensory branch, like cement. And when we stretched him out schooling him, I think it aggravated it and irritated it and it blew up. So Jared's working on getting it back down, keeping him tight and getting him ready to qualify. You may see Lima's Son into qualify very, very soon. So that's both Jared Bothwell's barn. I may as well cut it off. So Jared has Sally DeVee and Lima's Son. Both are going good. Sally's full-time racing and Lima is day-to-day, soon to be qualifying. Kevin's burn. Kevin has a bunch going and a bunch. One notable horse starting back. I'll get to halfway down the leg. Halfway down the leg. Halfway down the page. That was a little surprising. I'm gonna let you in a little secret there. American League made 2 breaks his last 2 starts. Then requalified at Mohawk. Qualified well. I don't think he gets around London very well, so we're gonna have to steer clear of the district in Western Fair with American League. He does not negotiate that track very well, which is frustrating because the best class for him is at Western Fair. So they don't write that class at Flamborough. He's going to have to go up a little bit, I think, to race at Flamborough Downs. That hurts. Art Seeker. I get off the bike last night and I said, listen, I think Colin Kelly should probably drive Art Seeker from now on. He doesn't like me, and I'm not a big fan of his. And I own a big chunk of them. But I think maybe Colin Kelly should take over the full-time duties on Art Seeker. Kevin had told me after the race he just gave him a light week. He's one of those horses, you know, you just can't be nice to this horse. You can't give him a week off and not train him up and just jog him easy and put him back in to go. He's just one of those horses, I guess. He always has to have his homework. He always has to bring his homework home. I don't know. But he'll be back in to go next week in London again. Be My Delight's getting close again. I didn't ask Kevin if he had her over to Mohawk this morning because we obviously were, after we started, it was 9:15. We had 100 and some horses to jog. It was full speed ahead. I didn't get a chance to talk to Kevin to see when Be My Delight will be ready. Should be ready soon. Better Call Mike's racing tonight. He's been good of late, and I expect him to race okay tonight. I didn't see the class. I didn't see what his morning line is. That's why I'm a little guarded with what I'm saying about Mike. He fits in that maiden decently, so hopefully he can do good tonight. Book the Bet. I raced her real hard the other night, but she responded well. She raced well. Just beat for 3rd at the wire, and they went in 58, I think. I thought she raced really well. So Book the Bet is back going in a full-time schedule. She'll be back in to go next week. Now, one more. Buckingham, Kevin trained her in 2.5. I think he said she was really, really good. She's going to be, I could be wrong with that. I think he may even train her faster. But I saw her finishing up her mile. I was training at Mohawk. He was finishing up. She looked really, really good. Very happy with her. She should be ready to go soon. What else do we got? Cruising with Angus. Now, Cruising with Angus was not supposed to be ready to go start jogging till May. So, just as an update, we had his leg ultrasounded again. The vet calls me after and says, he's good. I said, okay, no problem. So when do you want to ultrasound him again? He said, no, you can start jogging him. Really? Now I feel a little stupid. We didn't pay him into the OSS because we didn't think he'd be ready to go till like August, September. And he's going to be ready to go in, well, he's going to start back jogging. He's going to jog for at least a month and we'll re-ultrasound that leg. But a miraculous recovery for a ligament injury from Cruising with Angus. So he's going to start back jogging Monday morning. So good for him. very happy with that. Kevin has cruising in style going over to Mohawk Monday. He was going to bring him over today, but I know the track was going to be like pavement at Mohawk too. So Kevin did the right thing, said, no, we'll just go over Monday. Smart. Cruising in style is probably ready to go 212, I think, 210, something like that. He's on his way to racing. Delcrest Star Angel, I saw her on the track today. Looks good. She still needs a lot of work. She's just beginning her training back. You know, still a little hot, a little ornery sometimes, but looks good trotting on the track. So I'll give you a better update within the next 2 weeks when they do start going some speed with her. But she does look good. She's put on some weight, and she really appears to be filling out nicely. Hard 8, trained in 59 or 2 minutes the other day. A little flat on the end of it, but she was by herself. Probably needs, like maintenance man, another 2 weeks of hard training, and she'll be ready to go. Holding steady. He's got 1 foot, 1 hoof outside the stable. He's close to being gone. Looking at our options right now with him. Kind of the same type of situation we had with Dancing at Midland. He's doing very well down in Delaware because there's classes there for him. There isn't anything here for him. That's a tough bunch. Now he got roughed up last night. 59 on that shitty track last night in London was a decent mile. He got parked. I got parked with him, and I wasn't going to leave with him, but rolling in behind the gate, I'm like, this is London. You know, you're not winning from off the pace here. So I left out of there. I thought I was going to clear over to the front, and I got parked. So holding steady, being the warrior he is, packed it in just past the 5/8 pole down the backstretch, backed up, and he ended up, there was a little confusion down the backstretch. There was a guy caught in a bad spot, and I was trying to give him a little room, and holding steady ended up making a break. So certainly wasn't his fault that he got parked or that he made a break. So for that, I'll let him go. If you knew Susie, 6th last night, didn't race that well. This is another filly that, Daryl's been in the game so long and put so much into this game. There's nobody more than me, especially Kevin and Jason and Harry, that want to see a guy like Daryl Newbigging do good. But so if you knew Susie's definitely going to be testing his patience and testing mine. She's okay. She's another horse in desperate need of a class that she can do in, and she's struggling to find one here. Again, we're going to go over a look at this file again, the If You Knew Susie file, if you will, quite closely over the coming weeks and figure out what we're doing with her. Master Saver, schooled well. He's going to be in to go. He had a nasty quarter crack that is healed down now and looks good. But Kevin wanted to, I guess he wanted to wait just a little bit more. I thought he was going to be in to go Tuesday. He'll be in to go either on Saturday or the following Tuesday. Not a big deal. Give us another week to tighten him up. Road Tripper, the only shining star right now, it appears. It feels like, anyway, on the track. I know I'm missing some, but it feels like Road Tripper he's got a lot of weight on his shoulders right now, and he's racing very, very well. Time Al Houdini trained great the other day, as did Time Al Tulo. I'll use them in tandem because they trained together. Both trained really, really well. I think Houdini might have looked a little stronger, but Time Al Tulo was his first day back with the hobbles on, and he looked well also. Bunch of horses here getting really, really close to racing. Buckingham, cruising with style is not close, but he's coming there. Hard 8. Master Saver, Time Al Houdini, Time Al Tulo. So Kevin's got some horses up and coming. A couple of horses I see on this list may be leaving, but we have to figure out the best course of action for those two also. So I'll be back in just a minute. We'll go through Harry and Jason's barn. That was Kevin's barn. A little more optimism on the futures, if you will, of Kevin's barn, as he's had a tough run also with some of the horses we've had from him. I see a lot of the horses X'd out that have left. A lot of them on Kevin's side. So we know what we're dealing with. For those of you out there saying, Kevin hasn't had a great run, come on, just take a look at what we've put on his plate. I think he's done a pretty good job. So we'll be back in just a minute with Harry and Jason's barn and wrap this up until we get to the training session on Wednesday. We're back now with Harry's barn. Harry's barn's got a lot of horses on their way back. Some horses racing. A lot of horses look good. Some a little questionable. I didn't mention Screaming Hawk in the outset. Never makes a break in the straightaways. Now, he lost a shoe the other night, but I don't know where he lost it. So I don't want to be a guy saying, oh, he lost a shoe and that's where he ran, like the old cliche. I don't know why he made a break. He shouldn't have. And I would suspect that we'll nip that in the bud in the coming weeks. just so we get this clear off the front. Screaming Hawk's kind of a nice colt, and I think he's got a decent future and some potential in front of him. I certainly don't think he's a throwaway. I don't think that we made any mistakes not paying him into the Breeders' Crown, but I think he's going to make a useful horse. If he's making breaks, something's bothering him. We're going to get to the bottom of that. It doesn't appear to be any horrible lameness. There may be a few little issues here and there. If they persist, we'll have him up and get him fluoroscoped, and maybe we could already, but we're going to get him qualified first. If I don't see confidence and strength in Screaming Hawk Thursday at the qualifiers, he'll likely be going to the vet to find out what's going on, because he is kind of a talented colt, and I actually like him. So we'll start from the top, from the Fs all the way to F. Final Answer. Back going now, back jogging. Hasn't started training. He won't train a first trip until we get the okay from the vet. The vet's going to have to come in, ultrasound that issue that he had, that hole that he had in his ligament, all filled in, looks great, healed great. Of course, we injected that with the enzymes, the platelets, and he looks really, really good right now. So Final Answer's on the comeback trail. He should be ready to go, as I've said to a couple people, around June, I think. No rush with this guy. Just want to have the best Final Answer back we can. Just a Tad, no expectations. Greg and I own this horse. I own 98% of him. Greg owns 2%. Just a Tad. What do I want to do tonight? I want to see, as I said, how long I can hold my breath. I want to hold on to him and see if we can get a flat line onto Just a Tad. He's fast enough. You know who he reminds me of, and I will say this, Road Tripper. Ton of speed, ton of talent, just can't put it all together. Why? I don't know. A few little aches and pains, but nothing that should stop him from being a racehorse. So let's see what Just a Tad does tonight. Lawmaker has not started back training, but is in full jogging mode. Looks great on the track. Harry's really impressed with him. I'm really impressed with him. Really happy with what I've seen from Lawmaker. Lincoln James racing tonight, Saturday night at Mohawk. I expect him to be a little forwardly placed. Put him in the hunt and hope for the best. Lincoln James, a nice horse, probably in a little bit of a lull right now. Same type of season. Corks are just come off him. There is a little transition if the tracks are a little deep when you take the cork off. They do slip a little bit like they do in the summertime. Just got a little tiny transition. Lincoln James paced home hard the other night. I thought if he had finished off his mile, he should have been photoed, like into driving into the photo, but instead was 6 feet, 2 lengths. Got home all right, looked okay. Expect a little bit more tonight, but I think he's ready. Maintenance Man, trained him in 59, as I said the other day. Needs 2 more fast miles, 2 more schoolers. We'll train him a slow mile on Monday. Didn't want to go to Mohawk today again, so we'll go Monday, back Thursday with Maintenance Man. Maxwell Plum, as I said, struck his knee quite a bit the other day. We need to get him away from that knee. We can't race him like that. He's going to injure himself. Can't have him doing that. So old Maxie, we're going to work on his shoeing and see if we can't get him right. He's there. I trained him in 2.5, 2.6 the other day, come half in a minute, but I could hear him pop, 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 pop. He didn't. He hit his knee more than he missed it the other day. So quite an altercation between his right front foot and his left knee last week, but he's tough. He'll recover. Screaming Hawk, as I was talking to you about, made a break, has to requalify. A little perplexed with that break, but I expect him to recover fully. We will see how that comes this week. Sunshine's Finest, ready to go a mile and 2.5, Harry said. So he's about 3 weeks out also. Looking to really see how this horse comes. He looks great on the track. He's put on some weight. Looks really good. I know James is excited probably to get him back also. Sunshine Inn's in Tuesday. Only problem with Sunshine Inn, she's coming off the sickness. With the track the way it was, we couldn't get any fast workouts into her. I didn't think I wanted to go over and school her or train her in 2 minutes or anything coming off the virus. So she's coming into a 10-day layoff with light jogging and training. I know Harry trained her a mile today, but over that track it would have been very, very slow. So will she be tight enough? I don't know, but she's in to go Tuesday in London. The Butler did it. Trained very, very well his last 2 weeks. He'll be schooling on Thursday. Now, Too Far Gone. Out of the blue, one of our clients messaged us and said, would you consider selling Too Far Gone? I said, I suppose. Now, I'm the vast majority owner of Too Far Gone, but we do have clients and we do have partners. I do have partners on that mare. So I sent out a message saying that we had an active offer. Factoring in how long it was till the Ohio sale, I thought the offer was fair, and we ended up selling her. So Too Far Gone will be leaving us on Monday. War We Ultra, trained in 2.5, look good. She'll be schooling on Thursday. Coming along nicely, another 2 weeks of fast miles into her. Then that's the thing. We haven't been able to go, we've been able to train at the farm, but no snap quarters, snap halves. And, you know, that when they talk about that fast twitch, that fast muscle twitch, twitch muscle that you need to accelerate. And as I said to somebody, it's kind of like knowing how to play hockey and being in shape and then going out and playing a game. You know, you're not going to bust by anybody unless you're just more talented than them. You need that extra polishing to be sharp, be ready, be tight. And the horses like Warby Ultra, like Sunshine's Finest, like Maintenance Man, like the Butler did it. They need some of those snap miles into them to really get their muscle back up. It's really, I think, more muscle memory than anything else. They had been faster last year, so it's just a matter of turning them back on. And I think a couple of fast miles will be no problem doing that. So, Warby Ultra, again, been in 2.5, almost there, getting close, looks good. A couple of weeks of fast miles, should be ready to go. Horse is not ready for any fast miles just yet. Big Tiger. White Tiger trained great the other day, 1:17 in the jog cart at Mohawk. 1.5 miles I went with him. He gets stronger the further we went with no hobbles on. Another horse that I hope may not need the hobbles, but might. That will be up to him, and we will find out soon enough. So, White Tiger is on the warpath back to the races. A lot of optimism here in Harry's list. A lot of horses coming back, shedding a little more of what we might call a dead weight. A couple of horses I have concerns with. One of them's probably not going anywhere for a while, just a tad. I mean, at this point, I'm in for penny and for pound with him. And as long as I can tether him to the Road Tripper saga, he's safe for now. But man, oh man, he's got to pull his pants up. And as I said, Too Far Gone's gone, and Maxwell Plum is becoming a mild concern. I love this horse to death, but really got to get him out of that knee. We're going to work all week trying to do that. See if we can get him qualified and ready to go. So that's Harry's barn. We'll be back in just a minute with Jason's barn. Obviously a lot going on with Jason. He's preparing to head down to Ohio early this year. We have good 3-year-olds. If 3-year-old stake races start in about 6 weeks, I think. But the James Hackett Memorial and the Scarlet and Gray are coming up very, very soon. 5 horses qualifying next week. 5 will be heading to Ohio. 6 counting Jason's filly here soon. We're going to run through Jason's barn in just a minute. Well, we're back. We went through Kevin's barn, went through Harry's barn, even went through Jared Bothwell's barn. We're going to jump into Jason's barn. A lot going on here with Jason preparing to leave for Ohio. Maybe some horses heading to Ohio with him. I don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet. Arvika, she won't be heading to Ohio with him, but she will be entering the Lazex program. First time we can race her is probably next Monday. So it'll either be London, Flamborough, or Mohawk. As I said, that's a possibility also. We might school her on Lazex on Thursday to see how she feels. That blood wasn't significant, but it was prevalent. So we are going to treat her up and then watch her closely after we school her on Thursday to see how she looks. But I suspect there won't be any issues there. Bay Jewel, kind of a piss poor mile the other night, but for lack of a better, I guess I could have done a better job of that, but Bay Jewel was a little flat. I could have chased her and maybe been second or third, but I said, you know what? She wasn't 100%. Looked like her left stifle was twitching after. Means that stifle muscle's a little weak. We can work on that. Her back was a little sore. We can work on that. Other than that, she seemed quite content to do her work. So she's on she's on thin ice, creeping towards thin ice. But I did see some positive signs there. So we are going to work on what I did see as problems, and she'll be back in to go next Friday. Boston Glide getting closer to start training again. Here's a horse that might end up going to Pennsylvania or Ohio. Start out in Ohio and head to Pennsylvania. Not a lot of classes here for him. Now, that's not true. Now, when there's a 3 road trippers in, didn't go that much the other night. But Boston Glide coming back, I want to see. We're going to see how he comes back first before we start making any adjustments to his location or his schedule. But he looks good, he's sound, his injury is healed up, and he's ready to start back. Casanova's Jewel looks fantastic. Really, really good. He is ready to start back. Oh, I got to pump my brakes here. Casanova's Jewel, because of the shortage with Harry's barn, Jason gave up Casanova's Jewel, and he has been moved over here to Harry's barn. My apologies, those of you who own Casanova's Jewel with me. There has been a change from Jason's barn to Harry's barn. We'll talk about him anyway. Casanova's Jewel trained fantastic the other day, 2.5 last half in a minute. We found a splint on him. We cryoed it. This horse is really close and looks really good. Very happy with Casanova's Jewel. Dancehall Babe, I trained her in 212. She's probably ready to go to the track, go mile in 26, 27 this week. I haven't got an update from Jason on what he's done with her this week, but I'll be talking to him over the next 24 hours. We'll find out where exactly Dancehall Babe is. Probably ready to go, as I said, a mile 27, 28 at Mohawk. Ivanka's getting close. Another one. She should probably go over with Dancehall Babe, train 27, 28. She should be ready in a couple of weeks. Made some adjustments, put her on Regimate. She was horsing bad, getting on a line, just being a little rude. But back to her old self, looked good this week training. I saw her train a mile and a half. She's ready to go in the bike, go mile 27 and 28 this week. Oh, so Pine schooled fantastic the other day. Ready to go, Big Piner. Probably qualify him if the track's good in 58 or 59 on Thursday. Mystical Mission, he's had some dull lines over his career with us, but I think last week took the cake. I don't know whether it was he didn't appear sick, he didn't scope sick, his blood didn't come back bad, but he did have some mucus and he was coughing a little bit. So it just goes to show you can't be positive, but at the same time, a horrible mile. So was it the track? Was it the transition from cork to no cork? Was it a little bit of sickness coming on? I don't know. We'll give him a pass, but man, oh man, he was horrible the other day. I expect him to come back good. We're going to give him a week and race him the following week. Not an Angel, got that curb crowd, starting to look really good. She's going to start her training regimen again. She'll end up being a couple of weeks behind Ivanka, but plenty of time to get her ready, maybe get a race or two into her, and then out to Illinois for her stakes. Pay the Line Blue Chip, finished second the other night, race good. Kind of a meat and potatoes horse, not making a lot of money, but paying her way and doing well. Somebody come up and asked to buy her the other day. I said, yeah, she's in a claimer. She's for sale every night. Well, I don't want to give claimant price. I said, well, get back to me when you do. I'm not giving her away. You know, she does good for us all the time, and she's actually a really sweet filly to drive. So why would I be in a hurry to give away Pay the Line Blue Chip? See You in Tuscany. Schooled great the other day. He's ready to go now. Why are you doing this, phone? I would like an explanation from Curtis. Curtis, you see all these videos. Why does that phone do that? I put my head down, I look up, and it's blurry. I don't know. Don't know anything about it, but I'm sure Curtis knows. See You in Tuscany. Schooled great the other day. He's ready to qualify now. I'd like to see him out 57, 58 out of him. He's going to pace 54 probably. You know, we're not getting him down to Ohio and you're going to go, you know, right to the wall. We're going to put it right to the floor with this colt. Where there still will be a transition to get him. You know, he missed 6 months. There is a transition to get him back to 100%, and there's no rush to have him at 105% next 2 weeks from now in Ohio. Want to have him good. Want to have him ready to go, but we're not going to rip the engine out of him racing in the James Hackett Memorial. We're going to use those races as preps for his stakes season. So, See You in Tuscany. I'd like to see a mile in 57, 58 out of him on Thursday. Stonebridge Simba's about 2 weeks behind them. Training good. He's another one, can probably go. I would like to see Dancehall Babe, Ivanka, and Stonebridge Simba train in 2.7, maybe last half in 1.1 or 1.02, maybe a minute. At Mohawk sometime this week, but I'll talk to Jason. Stonebridge Loyal has thrown in 1, 2, 3 horrible races in a row. Going to switch her shoes back to a little more padding, lighten it up, maybe put an aluminum with a flip-flop on her. I was talking to Jason about that. We're having a conversation about what we'd like to see and how we'd like to do it, and she's going to get a little class relief. She's racing in that 15 non-winners. I know she can do in there, but we're going to drop her into the 7 non-winners and see if we can get some wins in her, and then we can pump her back up. Twinsburg qualified a little flat, had a little abscess on her neck, a little pus coming out of the under her chin area. So I don't know if she banged that and got a little infection or what she did, but we're going to clean that up and re-qualify her. A little bit flat, but again, first time I asked her for speed. We're going to get another tightener into her this Thursday coming. West 52nd just needs the hobble, same as the next guy, yes. Both looked tremendous the other day. Both were poised to go mile. West 52nd was going in 2 minutes, coming 28. Yes was going in 58 or 59. Both made a break in the last quarter. Both will, well, I guess West 52nd just outside of the last quarter, but both will be back in to qualify on Thursday and look great right now. So that's it. That's all the burns. That's an opening. Not going to do the yearlings, 2-year-olds tonight. Why? They haven't droned in 2 weeks. I can tell you how they trained middle of the week, but not really the same. I'm going to let them do their talking for themselves on Wednesday, and a little surprise for you, I think, on Wednesday also. One horse that was in the bottom percentiles that has really exploded forward. Much the same as Jailhouse Master has, apparently. So, we'll have that for you on Wednesday. Hopefully, we'll be talking about that horse in particular a little more on Wednesday. But really, really happy with her so far. So, little cliffhanger for you, as the TV shows used to do. Little cliffhanger for you for Wednesday. Again, I find myself apologizing for Mother Nature. Beautiful sunny day now. But not much we can do about the track this morning. But should be beautiful on Wednesday. We'll be back at it training. We'll have, for those of you, obviously a lot of people work on Wednesday. If you're in the area, you want to come out, drop me a line. I'm going to have lots of coffee and donuts out here for everybody. Should be a beautiful day. Looks like +8 to going up to a potential 10 or 11 degrees with the sun. Just looks like a beautiful day for Wednesday. So whatever. We'll be back 4 days from now. 4 days from now. With our drone session. Wednesday, 8:30. Remember I told you how tough it was for Curtis. Wednesday, 8:30 in the morning start. We'll have 11 sets. 2 horses are going to be hooked onto those sets that were on the scratch list for castrations today. They got enough time now. They're going to be training on Wednesday. So I'll talk to you guys throughout the week. We have the webcast coming either the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th of April. We'll nail that down. Maybe I'll announce that when I do the babies on Wednesday. I'll do a video for you on Wednesday. Take care. Hope you're having a great weekend. Hope you had a great weekend. And talk to you soon. Take care.